Hey friends, on today's video, we're making shea butter and we are also doing a wholesale order for the scrubs. It is a sample order, so are you ready? Because here we go. There's no right or wrong answers. Very good. It makes a little bit, but not too much. All right. Okay, so we are making an order for our friend Brielle who ordered a wholesale order, and we are working on her sample scrubs. And basically, before we can make the scrub itself, we need to make the shea butter that has to be added into our scrub. Our scrub is a foaming soap as well as a scrub. Okay, so whipping up the shea butter, adding in the secret sauce, and the secret sauce is a blend of different oils that we use. And no, I cannot tell you what they are because that is a secret. It is our trade secret, but it is multiple different oils that we like to mix up. I did have to go back and melt the shea butter down in the microwave for a little bit because, baby, it did not want to break up. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. One thing that I have learned about making whipped shea butter is you have to add your ingredients in slowly so that way it can thicken up, because if you pour everything in it in the beginning, it takes forever to thicken, and that's even if it will thicken, and you need it to thicken. So that's how you get the whippedness of it. Okay? All right, keep watching. Bye-bye. So what you have to do when you're using a mixer is make sure you stop it at some point and fold it so that way you can make sure everything is getting blended, because sometimes it has a tendency to not blend what's on the outer sides. And then after that, you need to test it for quality control. So I'm testing it to make sure it is giving what it is supposed to give. Is it giving the shine that it's supposed to give? If not, I need to go back and add something to it. But I have my measurements down pat, and as you can see, it is serving for the gourds. It is giving what it was supposed to give, because one of those hands was ashy and the other one was looking good. All right, so now what I have to do is get rid of the excess because I don't need all of that for this mixture. What I have in the bowl right now is enough, and we are adding in our soap so that we can whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it. All right, so when you're making anything whipped, whether it's shea butter or it's foaming soap, I can't tell you how long to whip it. You kind of have to know for yourself because there's different consistencies and you have to know what type of consistency you want. But I do know that if you whip it too much, it will become light and airy. And so when you put it into the containers, it will seem as if the container is full. And then when you go and touch it, maybe 2 days later, it will cave in like, when you bake a cake and the middle caves in because of, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but if you ever had it happen, it's because you've over whipped it. So try not to make it too light and airy because you're going to have to go back and add more of the soap base to it. Okay? Just a little tip. I would say when it looks like ice cream, then it's pretty good. Now I'm talking about soft serve ice cream. What I just added to the mixture was my humectant, and I did eyeball it because it's already been added into the mixture before at a measured amount. I just needed to help break. Sorry. What I was trying to say is I just needed to break up the whip soap to help it whip up just a little bit more. But basically, that humectant, what a humectant does is it takes the moisture out of the air and it brings it into the product, and that's how you get your moisture. It is also a type of preservative. With that being said, if you know your products, then you could probably guess what type of product that is. So right now, I'm testing the consistency of the soap. Make sure that you don't let the spoon actually touch your hand because that's cross-contamination. You just want to let it drip. And so right now, the soap feels like it's giving what it's supposed to give. So we're going to move on to the next phase. Are you ready? Here we go. And now we're ready to add the showstopper. This is the main event, the main attraction. This is what makes this foaming soap become an actual scrub. One of the ingredients that I am using, that yes, that white stuff that you see, is sugar. Now the other one is another trade secret. It helps in the process of making it into an exfoliant. Can't tell you what it is, but just know that it gives what it's supposed to give. Once again, add it in slowly so that way it will mix evenly throughout the product and blend. Even though I measured everything, I still like to go back and test it just to make sure, because sometimes I just feel like I have to. Once again, don't let the spoon touch you. Let it drip so that you don't cross-contaminate. And I just want to make sure that it is exfoliating the way that it's supposed to, and it is. What I'm adding in now is the final preservative. You do need to add a broad spectrum preservative, one that is going to fight against fungus, mold, any type of bacteria that can grow when water touches something. You need to add it. And I know I didn't use any water in my mixture. The issue becomes this product more than likely will be in someone's sink, or it will be in their shower or in their tub, meaning that it is able or capable of having water added to it by the person using it. You may have water on your hands because you're washing your hands or washing your body, and if that water hits into that product and there is no preservative to stop the what is it that I'm looking for? The bacteria from growing. You're going to have a really bad problem because you cannot see that bacteria growing. So you have to use that. Now, the trick to it is you have to add your preservative and after you have added all of the ingredients that you're going to use. So that's why I added at the very end to make sure we didn't go over on products and that we have the right amount of preservative in there. All right. There's different ones that you can choose from just to make sure that it is going to kill a broad spectrum of bacteria. All right, cool. Next, we are ready to finally put it into the containers. Once again, this is just her sample order, so I'm only mixing up enough for her sample size orders. Sample size orders usually go in 4-ounce or 5-ounce containers. However, I have learned over the years, you do not fill those suckers, never fill a jar all the way up to the top. Because what happens is the products expand in heat. And so one summer, I had a whole case of products that I had to basically get rid of because it expanded in the heat and it started to seep outside of the container. And it was just a hot mess. And then that's when I realized that I need to cut back on how much sugar I was using in my formula. Because when I say it was a sticky mess, it was a sticky mess. And that was from the amount of sugar. So that's when I realized I needed to find another product to add into my ingredient to help with exfoliating, which is a part of our trade secrets. I can't tell you that. But yes, but I still wanted to keep the sugar in it. So what I'm doing now is adding the color to it. We already added the the fragrance to it, but I forgot to record that part. I added the fragrance while it was blending, and she had different types of fragrances that she wanted. So what we're doing now is trying to get the color correct. One thing I've learned about using mica powder, because I do use a cosmetic brand of mica powder for my coloring, is it takes time for the color to develop. So like I'm putting the color in today. If this is a black that I'm mixing up, it's gonna look like a charcoal gray today, but a week from now or 3 days from now, it's going to be a dark black. So when you're adding in the mica powder, or even if it's any type of powder that has the coloring in it, just know that sometimes it takes time for it to show its true color. So don't go overboard, because you'll have a mess on your hands. When I'm thinking about switching back to the glycerin coloring, because it actually shows the true color right then and there, and it's a lot easier to mix up. But it can be a little bit more expensive in my eyes. But I'm still deciding, because I feel like the glycerin colors, they have more brighter colors, more vibrant colors. With the mica powders, when I put it into a wet solution, it's not as bright as when I put it into like my dry solutions. Then I see that vibrancy, but not so much when it comes to this stuff. But yeah, so we're mixing up her green. I did write down the different colors that she got, also the smell in the different colors, so I can make sure I was putting it into the right containers. But yeah, so that's what we're doing now, mixing it. All right, so now I'm taking it and I'm adding what we made into the containers that I'm actually going to ship to her. Those are our sample sizes. I want to say those are 4 ounces, or they may be 5 ounce containers, because sometimes our vendor, he will have the 4 ounces that I need, and then sometimes he's out of stock and he'll give me a good deal on the 5 ounce. So I just go with the 5 ounce. And like I said, we never fill either the 4 ounce or the 5 ounce to the top, because of how it can expand in heat. Motion detected at the front door. So I think I've said this in a video before, one of my previous videos, that when you order the wholesale bath salts and scrubs, you can customize your scent and your color. We have many different colors to choose from, and then we have many different scents to choose from. And if it's a scent that you're looking for that we don't have, if I can get my hands on it, then I will try and give that to you. But if not, you'll have to go from what's available. And then some of our scents are like limited time edition, so we only have those for like certain seasons or certain months. But yeah, so we try to, give you guys what you want. What I'm doing is taking the leftovers from the big bulk that I made, and I am actually putting it into plastic bags to use at a later time. Because what we do is we try to keep the base on hand, and then when someone makes an order, we just have to go back and add the color and the fragrance to it instead of having to make everything from scratch. But it just so happened when she placed her order, we were completely out of everything. So we had to like literally start it all over. Yep. So now we're going to package it up and we are going to send that to Brielle, our friend. Brielle, I hope you're watching this video and I really, really thank you for supporting my business. Not only just supporting my business, but also watching my YouTube videos because that's how you found me. And I really appreciate it, like for you seeing the vision, and I hope that your business prospers and it takes off. And if you need anything from me, any coaching, anything, I'm always a phone call away. You have my phone number. And I look forward to our journey in business together. All right, so if this is your first time watching, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. And until the next time, have an awesome day. Bye.